Welcome. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Today is Monday, January 26, 2026. We are here for our 3 p.m. land use hearing in the hearing room for the Larimer County Board of County Commissioners. I call this meeting to order, and we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Would you please stand and join me? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for joining me today. I am Larimer County Commissioner Jody Shai McNally, Chair of the Board of County Commissioners, and it is my honor to welcome you today. And with me, joining me on the dais are my fellow colleagues, Commissioner Kristen Stevens and Commissioner John Gonzalez. We are also joined by our County Attorney, Frank Haug, and our Community Development Director. Well, actually, we have Jenny, our Planning Manager, and we also have Cassie Fior. And well, I'll let Jenny, I'm just going to let you introduce the rest of the folks because we have several folks that are new and joining us today. And I'll let you introduce the run of order of the meeting, and then we'll go on from there. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It would be my pleasure. I'm Jenny Axmaker, Planning Manager. Joining us at the dais, we have Cassie Fior, one of our principal planners. We have Portia Cook. She's the Strategic Communications Coordinator. Maybe I'm making that up. Maybe it's right, with the ranch. We also have Ryan Oswendell from our Planning Admin Support. Across the way, we have David Pringle from our Engineering Department. We have Justin Curry, one of our county planners, as well as Sam Lasher, another county planner. We have Leah Schneider from the Health Department joining us. We have our SIPR Director, Leslie Ellis, and then we have Connor McGrath also with the ranch. So with that, I would respectfully request that all members of the audience silence their electronic devices. Please help yourself to a copy of the agenda and hearing procedures instructions. You can find a printed copy over here on the wall. If you're joining us via Zoom or online, you can find that at larimer.gov/BOCC/commissioners-meetings. We ask the audience please wait to speak until you're recognized by the chair. Please maintain civility, refraining from audience applause, comments, or disruptions, whether positive or negative. Please make all comments to the Board of County Commissioners from the podium. We do have a portable microphone available as needed. Please state your name at the beginning of your comments and provide the spelling of your name if it's unique. Please speak directly into the microphone so that remote participants may hear you. The microphone on the podium can be repositioned to best capture your testimony. Questions may be asked during your testimony, but will not be answered until after public comment is closed and the rebuttal period has begun. Upon request, we do have assisted listening devices available for the hearing impaired. For those of you joining us on Zoom, attendees will be muted until they're recognized by the chair. If an online attendee wishes to speak or requests that a consent item be removed for discussion, please use the raise your hand function on the Zoom control bar or *9 on your phone. With that, Madam Chair, if I might provide one additional update.
Yes, you may, but let me first, very important person with our land use hearing today behind us. We have Lindsay Tracy from the Clerk and Recorder's Office, always diligent in taking notes and recording the meeting. Thank you for being here. I should have put you first, but she's behind us, and sometimes maybe that's a good thing, outside online, but she's doing a great job. So yes, Jenny, would you please go ahead and introduce a change in the agenda? Thank you.
Yeah, we've had a request from the applicant for the Hansen Appeal, file number 25-GNRL0580, to table that item until the March 9th 3 p.m. land use hearing. If the Board of County Commissioners is amenable to that, Madam Chair, we would need to make a motion to approve that agenda change.
Colleagues, unless someone objects, I will ask Commissioner Stevens to read that motion, please. Any further discussion? Okay. Commissioner Stevens?
Yep. Yes, Madam Chair. I move that the Board of County Commissioners continue the Hansen Appeal, file number 25-GNRL0580, to the March 9th, 2026, 3 p.m. land use hearing.
Unknown caller.
Thank you for that motion. Colleagues, with that, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. That item is tabled, and we'll now move on. I'm going to go ahead and continue to read about the consent agenda. Then I'll go through some additional information about what is on our agenda today. Typically items on the consent agenda are considered routine in nature, and as far as we know, there's no perceived controversy or significant controversy, and items on the consent agenda will not have a staff presentation. The applicant will not get to speak, and there will not be an opportunity for public comment unless the item is pulled from the consent agenda, and commissioners are able to pull an item from the commissioners are able to pull an item from the consent agenda as well as the public. And if that occurs, there will be a presentation and public comment for the rest of the procedure. And so what I'm going to do is just list the remaining items on the consent agenda, and then see if anyone would like to do that. So first, we have item number 1, the Shankar short-term rental, file number 25-ZONE 3778. Which is located at 3140 LaPorte Avenue, Fort Collins. And then we have the Menard Conservation Development, file number 23-LAND 4385, which is located at 113 North County Road 21, Berthoud, Colorado. And then we have the 904 North 287 LLC appeal, file number 25-GNRL 0576. And this item had been tabled from December 8th of 2025. We have the Leach MRD amended plat, file number 25-LAND 4511, which is located off of 3825 East County Road 30, Loveland, Colorado 80538. So, those are the items on our consent agenda. Colleagues, do you have any items you wish to pull? No. Okay. I will now offer anyone, members of the public. Are there any items members of the public would like to have pulled for the agenda for a full hearing? Okay, I don't see any indication from the audience. Ryan, would you mind asking those online, please?
If any members of the public online would like to remove one of these items from the consent agenda, please use the raise your hand function or *9 now. We have no hands raised.
Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate your assistance. All right, so with that, I will now ask that we move that motion. So I'm going to ask Commissioner Stevens to make that motion as well, please, for the consent agenda.
Yes, Madam Chair. I move to approve the remaining items on the consent agenda subject to the conditions in the staff reports, and further move to authorize the chair to sign the findings and resolutions.
All right, we have a motion on the table. Is there any further discussion? Commissioner Stevens, any further discussion? Okay, so with that, seeing none, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, well, congratulations to those. You're now, if you'd like to exit, those items are now approved, and we will move on to our discussion items on the agenda. I'm really excited about our discussion item today. The first item and only item on our discussion items on our public hearing is the Ranch Master Plan. And we have Connor McGrath, the Ranch Events Complex Director, Leslie Ellis, the Community Planning, Infrastructure, and Resource Director, that are present, and also we have Portia, and Portia, I'm blocking your name now, so let's see. Oh, Portia Cook, sorry. And so I'm going to turn it over to you for the presentation, and please proceed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Good afternoon to all commissioners and everyone in attendance in person and online today. Again, my name is Portia Cook. I lead strategic communications for the Ranch Master Plan. And alongside me here today is Ranch Managing Director Connor McGrath. Now, we are here today to request and recommend the adoption of the amended master plan. So today I will start off with the purpose and key updates in the 2025 amended master plan. I will go ahead and summarize quickly Phase 1 and Phase 2 projects. We will also quickly run through a highlight of board engagement history, share a snapshot of community engagement work with the master plan as we move into Phase 2, and then close with the adoption action and next steps. To begin, I do want to ground us in what this amended master plan is intended to do and why it matters at this point in the process. Now, the amended plan updates the roadmap for the ranch. It replaces the 2017 master plan and 2019 strategic implementation plan while aligning with the voter-approved 0.15% sales tax, while also responding to continued growth, economic trends, and stakeholder priorities. Importantly, the plan does maintain continuity with earlier plans while introducing targeted updates such as improving overall clarity, incorporating newly acquired land such as the 72 acres, and reflecting where we are today, and that is Phase 1 being complete and Phase 2 currently in construction and in design. Now, before we talk about the future of the ranch, I do think it's important to acknowledge what has already been delivered through Phase 1. Phase 1, which was complete between 2019 and 2024, focused on foundational community-serving improvements, projects that strengthen access, safety, functionality, and year-round use. As shown here in the slides, Phase 1 includes arena circle and roadway improvements, Origin Arena as a indoor equestrian and multi-purpose use facility, the RV lot with 95 sites and electric and full-service hookups, the Ranch Equestrian Center warm-up arena expansion, and the outdoor riding arena, which has now been relocated to the east side of Origin and is under construction to allow for larger, more versatile space. And then, of course, the 72-acre land acquisition to support long-term development. Building on the foundations of the Phase 1 investments, Phase 2 represents the next stage for the ranch, focusing on modernization and expanding the campus in ways that not only support demand, but also improve the guest experience while strengthening long-term financial sustainability and maintaining the community partnership and programming that are central to the ranch. Now, as you can see, Phase 1, with a projected project timeline of 2025 through 2030, includes campus infrastructure, wayfinding, and sign enhancements. And this will also include an event plaza enhancements, the event lawn expansion and outdoor amphitheater, a youth hockey and sports facility, a 4-H sanctioned outdoor archery range, blue arena modernization and expansion, and the exposition center paired with a full-service hotel. So a lot of exciting things coming to the ranch in the future. Now, to provide context for today's adoption request, this slide summarizes what the master plan is, how it was phased, and the engagement that has shaped it, especially as Phase 2 has taken form. Now, the plan is a multi-phase framework guiding how the ranch modernizes and evolves to meet the region's growing needs. It's also designed to strengthen long-term self-sufficiency and financial sustainability and enable responsible sunset of the voter-approved sales and use tax in 2039 while remaining rooted in substantial community input and reinvestment back into the ranch. On the right, you will see keyboard touch points related to Phase 2 financing and the amended master plan, including work sessions in April and May of 2025, August of 2025, December, and most recently in January of 2026. Next, I would love to showcase the scale and consistency of the engagement work that has been underway to keep community partners and stakeholders informed and to gather input as Phase 2 continues to take shape. Now, since April of 2025, we have held 10 stakeholder meetings across key groups. We have completed 6 master plan site visits, including tours and master plan discussions. We have delivered 6 public presentations covering Phase 1 and Phase 2 of the master plan, attended over 10 community events with master plan presence, and distributed 9 monthly newsletters, which are all translated into Spanish as well. We have also maintained proactive media engagement and ongoing outreach with regional outlets, and we have used surveys to gather ideas and feedback, including an engagement survey that is currently live and the Imagine the Future survey with over 1,200 responses so far. We continue to do this through multiple active channels, written content, partner amplification, social and digital, in-person hybrid opportunities, ongoing feedback loops, and foundational coordination so that the right people are consistently receiving accurate, timely master plan updates. Now, with that foundation, this slide does clarify what adoption enables and what the implementation pathway will look like at a high level. Adoption really formalizes the 2025 amended master plan as the county's guiding framework for long-term development at the ranch. It provides the direction and clarity for phase 2 planning and future implementation decisions while supporting alignment across stakeholder and county processes while strengthening transparency by establishing a clear public roadmap. From there, phase 2 continues in design and refinement as scopes and sequencing continue to be finalized. Engagement continues to inform development, and future actions move through standard county processes and approvals as required, with regular updates back to this board as milestones are reached. With that, I do want to thank you all for your time, for your continued leadership and support, and we appreciate the opportunity to recommend the adoption of the amended master plan, and we're happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Portia. I appreciate the presentation and the tremendous work and outreach and feedback. And I know we've had a work session on this as well. So, colleagues, I'll see if you have any questions or comments. Commissioner Stevens?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yeah, thank you, Portia, for the presentation. Thank you for Connor for being here. Don't have a lot of questions, but just for public knowledge, you had mentioned the hotel as being part of phase 2, but the hotel would be more of a public-private partnership model and wouldn't include, we're not building the hotel with funds from the taxpayers. Is that correct?
Thank you for the question, Commissioner Stevens, and that is correct. The hotel would be a public-private partnership, and we are currently in discussions that would not be with taxpayer funding.
Right. That's clear in the plan. I just wanted to make sure that the public understood that. I just want to thank you and Connor for the work that you've done on the plan. I think it's very thorough. Appreciate, that we were able to articulate, what we want to do there, why we want to do it, why it's important to have a self-sustaining, public facility there, and we don't necessarily want to rely on the tax forever. That you've done a ton of outreach, which I appreciate you talking about the outreach that's been done, because I think that that's a really important piece, especially as the plan has been amended and changed somewhat from how it was initially. You have been constantly working with consultants and others to identify what are the best and highest uses of this space and how we can really serve the public in the best way. So I think there have been some changes, and it's great to see those in this document. I also appreciate the details on what the COPs mean, because we kind of throw that term around, certificates of participation, and that there's actually a discussion of that we are borrowing dollars that to get some of this accomplished in a shorter time frame, that we do have tax dollars coming in that can pay that debt service on those COPs. So just a really great document here. Really happy to approve it today, and the work is not done. I mean, clearly, it's not done physically, but the work with the community is not done either, right? That we'll always take input on what you'd like to see at the ranch center, and want to keep meeting people's needs as we go forward. So in a way, while we're adopting it today, it is somewhat of a living document in that things can change if things change, if market situations change, or if community desires change. There is some flexibility here too as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner Stevens. Commissioner Kafals, any comments or questions, sir?
Yes, thank you. I have one question, but I certainly want to echo what Commissioner Stevens has expressed. I think that goes for all three of us. This has been a well-vetted update to the ranch master plan. A lot of work sessions and community meetings and all of that. So I want to echo that. And I also want to express my particular gratitude for receiving input from the commissioners. And I think I had suggested some language changes, and I believe those were incorporated. So I'm very grateful for that. And then finally, the moment you've all been waiting for, my question, and that is, with regard to all the different community engagement modalities, the different things that you all did over the last couple of years, did anything rise to the top as perhaps the most effective community engagement strategy modality in terms of meaningful exchange with folks?
Thank you for your question, Commissioner Kafalas. We have received a lot of feedback and a lot of data in terms of what is working for community engagement and communications for the master plan. And data so far is showing in-person engagement has been probably one of the top responses that we've received back. So I'm continuously out in the community at different business expos, having civic conversations, community connection conversations, and networking event opportunities where I'm face-to-face, just having organic, transparent, authentic conversations about the ranch and the master plan with community members, and that has worked very, very well. In addition to that, having easy access information on our website, we do now have an entire master plan website built into the ranch master plan website, if you will. So being able to have that hub of information where you have proactive FAQs, for individuals to go to, have access to our newsletters that are produced monthly. We've also had great feedback on those as well. So,
Thank you, Portia. And just one quick follow-up, please. I appreciate that. And one thing for our staff to consider, for Leslie and others to consider, is are there specific lessons learned from the experience of the ranch folks regarding community engagement, outreach, awareness that might apply to other potential community engagement projects that we may undertake, like what you just shared? So if there's some data, there's some more specific stuff that we could share with Leslie that may, in my view, that may apply to other situations where we're considering undertaking some outreach and awareness.
absolutely. I think it's important to also understand that we're working with a very diverse community. So it's not just one piece of engagement or way of engaging or way of communicating. The more versatile and we are with our engagement and communication practices, the better. So, and that's exactly what we're doing, making sure that we're meeting everyone where they are.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I want to again thank you, Connor McGrath, for your leadership and bringing Portia on board. She's been great, and it's great to have her on the team to kind of help, with this kind of big project and I really think it's going to be an amazing transformational change at the ranch to really meet us where we're at. And I appreciate, Leslie, your leadership and stewardship as well, as this is as I worked on the renewal tax, this is something we have promised the stakeholders and the voters, and so I'm just really glad to see this all coming to fruition. I want to build on your last statement, Portia, with a comment and a question is when you say meeting stakeholders where they're at. I know you've been, you and Connor and the team have been meeting actively with civic leaders and groups, maybe where they're at, like expos or their meetings, and getting out in the public. I've seen you at a Visit Estes Park, or Visit Fort Collins event, and so when we talk about, so thank you. It's great to see you all out in the public. It stirs a lot of questions from people, though, too. I think people are curious and excited. And I'm wondering, I see with the progress, and people are going to be asking questions, how are we going to be engaging the public overall as we get closer and as the fair and rodeo come up this year, and there's some changes and some exciting things to see? How do folks get information to understand what that may or may not look like coming up for this year? And I'm not sure how. I just had some questions about that. And I know the reason I ask this is because throughout this plan it talks about being rooted in the traditions and the culture and heritage that this ranch kind of started from, being celebrating our rich heritage of being an agricultural community, ranching community. And I'm wondering how that looks like as part of the engagement for communicating this plan. So I think sometimes more information is better, just so people, you know how misinformation can spread quicker sometimes than others. So I'm wondering about that.
Thank you for your question, Commissioner McNally. That's a great question. One of the things that I'm currently working on with my events and fair team, with the events and fair team out at the ranch is currently holding various stakeholder meetings. One of the upcoming stakeholder meetings that we have is with our 4-H community, specifically in regards to the fair. And I think that is a big part of stakeholder engagement, and one that we have received great feedback on, is being able to hold those in-person events where we come together and we're able to transparently and openly discuss what is taking place at the ranch, what has taken place, currently taking place, and the future of the ranch through the master plan. So we look forward to continue to hold those more intimate stakeholder discussion meetings. The community can expect more of those. And again, we do have our upcoming stakeholder meeting with our 4-H community, specifically regarding the fair and some of the changes that are taking place there, and some of the feedback that we received on our last stakeholder meeting on December 18th, on December 18th of 2025. So, yep, that's exactly what I would say for the community, to continue to look out for more stakeholder opportunities. We absolutely enjoy engaging our community, and we think it's very important to continue to hear directly from our community. As Commissioner Stevens mentioned, it's not something that will ever stop as we continue to push further into phase 2 of the master plan. Our community engagement and communications is only going to increase. And really, with those stakeholder meetings of bringing people into that intimate space and being able to just have open, honest, transparent conversations, hear concerns, hear excitements, hear what's working well, hear where we can work and partner better with one another. Because in the end, we are all community members here in Larimer County, and I think we all do want the same thing. So just figuring out a way to hear one another clearly and be able to work with one another, and remembering that we are all a part of the same machine, maybe just different moving part, then we all need one another to be able to get to the overarching goal. So.
I agree. I think you're right that all these living documents is, as there's plenty of staff and boards that come and transition, and the community, and you know, as we process and think about from the day this property was bought, it has been a constant flow of plans and talks and communication, and I really appreciate that. So one, just for the public's, if they want knowledge, if they wanted to sign up for your newsletter for the updates, it's really a fantastic newsletter. I encourage everyone to do that. Where could they find that, on the website, or do you have an address where you want to share real quick?
Yeah, they can actually find that on the website if they go to the rancheventscomplex.com. Let me make sure that it's correct.
Great.
That is traveleventscomplex.com, and then under the About section, under Master Plan, you scroll down and you're able to find all of our newsletters there. You're able to find FAQs. We do a lot of short and long form blog posts and deeper community style storytelling as well in regards to the Master Plan. So a lot of content there.
Awesome. I appreciate that. And also, forgive me, but it's kind of my common theme right now, considering some other things. There's a lot of policies and changes and discussions, but, you know, I always feel like Larimer County has a North Star. We're really working hard to make this such an amazing place to live. And do you feel there's a North Star coming out of this analysis for both of you, Connor? I think I know the answer, but just that North Star for that kind of aligns with everything else. What would you say that is in a caption, real quick?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say, in my time here, the North Star that I am seeing, our all be all guiding North Star, would be able to become financially self-sufficient while still being able to pour into our community the way that we do.
Great. Connor, did you want to add anything to that North Star?
I think Commissioner's portion nailed it. We actually coincidentally were talking at lunch today regarding North Stars, and in today's world of AI and ever-changing, how can you have a crystal clear North Star? But I think Portia nailed it.
Great, thank you. That's interesting that you're having the same conversations today, and we must be listening to some of the same, or reading some of the same articles and things. I want to thank you for providing the pictures and the maps and kind of telling a visual story as well as all the words. And I know words matter, but also I think pictures and the changes in the Wi-Fi signs and the road. I think this helps really folks see that this has really been vetted and well thought out, and lots of feedback, and certainly something that we have as a board, since we all became a board together. We've been talking about the ranch and the master plan for a few years now, so this is great to have this plan come together. So with that, I don't really have any other questions.
Madam
Yeah.
Chair, if I might interject, I know it doesn't look like we have any public
Oh,
since the room.
I was getting to that. Yep. I wanted to ask because we are having a hearing. I figured there was public comment. So I do want to, I think the only questions I have is I think all of us provided feedback. I think we'll all see these word changes in here. And, sometimes after I need to get them side by side as I read through this, it's just kind of nice to maybe see your thoughts in there. So I appreciate that. So any further comments or questions? I just want to thank all the staff. You guys have shepherded and championed this and really gone out to get some extraordinary feedback, especially with the study from Corona Insights, et cetera. So with that, I will go ahead. Commissioner Stevens, did you have another comment?
Yeah, I just had a very short comment. When we were talking about the outreach, I know you've done outreach with the 4-H community. I really appreciate that because the feedback I heard from that was fantastic. And I just wanted to share that, the document really also shows that commitment to the community and 4-H and the 4-H leadership program. I think that I don't think that's necessarily been in question, but I think, with the buildings that were already put in place and the new archery range, and there's a lot of thoughtfulness around how to accommodate the 4-H program. And as people often call this the fairgrounds because it replaced fairgrounds in Loveland, 4-H has sort of been a partner with the fairgrounds and the ranch for many years. And so really just I hope people will read the document and take time to visit the website, because the commitment to the 4-H and to being for this being a community gathering space is really evident in the work. And when I think about the guiding, when Commissioner Shattuck McNally was asking about the North Star, I mean, so folks know there is a vision statement, and I think that kind of really reflects what we're getting at here, is that we want an entertainment venue, but also that this is a really important public space. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Stevens. Yeah, I was kind of referring to that vision statement, but I just kind of wanted folks to understand it's not something that's just a statement in a paper, but kind of that thing we follow. And sometimes I wear my North Star bracelet. You'll notice it when I do, for sure. But I do think I agree with you. I do think that our roots and our commitment to public spaces in the 4-H is very apparent in this document. So I agree with you. Can really encourage people to take a look at it. And I'm sure there'll be some chances for us to go out and share this information with the public. So I wanted to now, unless there's further questions, that we'll go ahead and pause this discussion for now, and then open this for public comment. And then I guess we'll have kind of a chance for staff to maybe answer some of those questions, or the commissioners, would that be the case for approving this master plan, is let the staff and us be able to answer. So I don't see anybody in the room. We have anybody. So Ryan, you must have a few online. So if you wouldn't mind going through that list, and let's have of those of you online to identify yourself and where you live, that would be great. Thank you.
At this time, if anyone online would like to make public comment on the Ranch Master Plan, please use the raise your hand function or *9 now. We don't have any hands raised, Madam Chair.
Okay, just want to check one more time, just in case. It's a big document, and I'm really excited. This is going to be really transformational, not only for the Ranch Events Complex, proudly owned by Larimer County, by the way, but also for this corner of our region, and also just for everyone. It's going to be, I think, a really excellent and exemplary facility with lots to offer all. So one more chance. Anybody online? Anybody in the room? All right. Well, I guess we look forward to hearing from the public as we go forward. So I'm assuming, since we have no further questions from commissioners or from the public, that we can go ahead and move on to the motion. And I will ask Commissioner Kafalis to make that motion, please, sir.
Thank you. And before I do that, just a quick question. It's a rather general statement. Does it have to be a bit more specific and cite 2026 Ranch Master Plan, since there have been various iterations? That may not be necessary.
I think that would be fine, or like we do in the other hearings, you could say, I move that the Board of County Commissioners adopt the Ranch Master Plan as presented today.
Yeah, that'd be probably good.
Thank you. Okay, with that in mind, I move that the Board of County Commissioners adopt the Ranch Master Plan as presented today, January 26, 2026.
Okay, thank you for that motion. There's a motion on the table. Is there any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, well, that's exciting news and progress going forward. It's official. Again, thank you for your being here today, and a great presentation and wonderful work. Commend you all. And at I don't think that's all the business for the Board of County Commissioners. So at 3:37, we are adjourned. Have a great day.